What is the best business to invest in? Well, I'm going to go through the top 10 in 2025. Then I'm going to go into some due diligence practice that I think is absolutely required. And last, we're going to talk about investing for strategy, not emotion. And a lot of you want the sexy things. You want the RV park. You want the storage units. You want assisted living facilities. You want the sexy stuff, and you don't even know how to run a basic business. How are you going to run a multi-million-dollar one? So let's talk. All right, top 10 businesses for 2025, AI-powered SaaS tools, by far the best. High margin, subscription-based models. Number 2, health and longevity clinics. The demand is booming because baby boomers are thriving and there are so many of them. E-commerce with private label products, still massively growing niche. That's number 3, actually. Content creation agencies. Right? Whether it's creating a YouTube channel, a podcast, any of that creators, things that I'm doing. Home services, franchises like cleaning, HVAC, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, you name it. And the other thing outside of franchises, think licensing, right? I met with a client yesterday. She got amazing photography and awards business. And I'm like, why don't you take that across the nation? So she's prepping that to not franchise, but license. Digital education and coaching platforms. You all have brains. You all can coach. You can all mentor, consult. Real estate syndications, the automation consulting, meaning Zapier, AI systems, just business efficiencies for other businesses, offering that and fulfilling to that. Number 9, subscription box businesses. Reoccurring revenue meets creative freedom. Those are harder to do than everyone says. Oh, I love the membership model. If I have 1,000 people that pay me $10 a month, I'll make, it doesn't work. There's a 30% fall off, so don't get excited as much about that, number 9. And I can't believe this is actually number 10. I would think this would be up higher, but it's pet services, mobile grooming, daycare, overnight with animals. It's a $1 billion industry. So there's your top 10. Now let's talk about due diligence and how do you start looking at these businesses. One of the first things I do, which is very, very I'd say counter to what most people do, how do they monetize the business? Are there buying units? Is there a reoccurring revenue or an additional revenue stream that you can already put on your current client base? So if they're buying one thing, what else could they buy? So for example, I knew what clients needed, integrated wealth. Why would I refer out to a whole bunch of range of estate lawyers who can't pay me? So I own the trust company with another partner. Same with insurance. Those are the 2 companies that I own in the integration of what I do. I don't own the tax teams or the corporate compliance, the corporate structure, don't own the funding teams, but those are offers through joint ventures. So when you really think about best practices and due diligence, where's the revenue? Can you build on revenue? Like I recently have a lot of excavators, like ServPro kind of restoration, like down for hurricanes and all of that. Why not add equipment rental? Why not add roofing, doors, windows? Those all have to be improved and repaired in storms as well. So if you think revenue, think bigger. So number 1, is there a buying database? You have to understand the industry. Where is it when you enter the market? And can you exit the market? Like there are so many industries that are getting really compressed, right? Like right now, I can tell you the cannabis space around the country is extremely compressed. The states that have been legal for a while have matured. In most states, they didn't lock their state. They just keep giving out licenses. So you have too much supply, not enough demand. So prices are down. In our state, Nevada, we're a locked state. So we have a little better strategy in that. So think industry. When are you entering the market? How much market share can you get? Which is also proportional to how much are you going to market? Like, are you willing to spend 10, 20, 40, 100,000 a month? How much are you willing to spend in market to get the lead, to get the market share? Make sure, obviously, the pro forma and the financials work. And is there going to have to be some sort of a capital call, tenant improvement call? Like, what's it going to cost to maintain and sustain the cash flow once you get it? So inside my Wealth Cycle Investing book, I have a whole chapter on due diligence. So if you want to go grab my book, you can grab the book below, but I'll give you the first 3 chapters for free in the notes below. While you're there, I also want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to click that notification button, be here 5 days a week. Now that Wealth Cycle Investing book is going to change your life. There's a whole risk analysis section, due diligence section. What does it mean to have money rules? How do you put this application of behavior into your life and your family's life? Last thing I want to talk about is strategy versus emotion. I've been doing this for 30 years and there are most people, I'm going to pick on women. That's why God made me a woman, to pick on you guys a little bit, you ladies. You're emotional entrepreneurs. Oh, I'm a coach. I'm an interior designer. It's like, well, how many hours do you work a day? I don't even have to know how much money you make, because how many hours you work a week, a day, and contribute to being available. How big's your staff? I don't even have to ask your revenue question. I can ask questions around it, and I can pretty much guess based on your hours, your commitment, your staff, what your P&L looks like. And do you have a balance sheet? Do you rent all the time, or you actually buy the real estate that your businesses own? So for 17 years, oh man, more than that. I'd say 24 of my 30 years, I've owned offices that my businesses were in. And only recently have gone, thank God, post-COVID to a rent model. Very strategically for other reasons, though. A lot of you're just emotional entrepreneurs. If you feel like it, you'll go work for the day and whatever you're working on. You'll feel like mowing a lawn, then you'll go get a gig. If you feel like car detailing, then you go get a gig. But are you a machine that day in and day out can crank revenue? Because if you're not producing a product or service that someone's going to buy, you have no cash flow, which means you're emotional, not strategic. So really look through the models, understand what creates the cash, so you know you have a marketing, sales, and cash flow machine. If you have any questions, go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.